Okie dokie, let's do one more pattern for this week at pattern-collections.com. Scroll down to pattern focus. Pattern focus for July 2nd is Triple Tipple. We've done this before in my beginner videos, so if you are looking at beginner patterns, this is a really good one. This one's by Ina Sonamoser. Basically, you guys know Tipple, right? Tipple is your basic fill in an area with circles. And they don't have to be perfect circles, sort of roundish shapes. Triple Tipple is the same sort of thing. Put in some roundish shapes. They can be just touching. They can be overlapping like this. They can be not touching at all. Whatever. Within each one of those, you're then going to put two more nested inside, kind of like a donut, like a target, right? Then what makes this one interesting is on one side, pick a side. Doesn't matter if you're going to pick the bottom, you're going to pick the top, you're going to pick the left or right, doesn't make any difference. You're going to go a little bit to the outside of that and make another line and then fill that in with dark. Okay, so here's where they show putting that line. Oops. And then here is it filled with dark. So on one side you need to wait. Just pick one side and keep it consistent throughout the whole tile. And here's what it looks like. See how there's some of them don't touch at all, some of them just touch, and some of them overlap. And then some are big, some are small, but they all have the weighting going on the same side. And then here we go with some that's colored. So that's kind of fun. And that's it. So let's do Triple Tipple. Let's get ourselves, I don't think I want a hard edged border, but I do think, oh good gracious me. Could I get any more interrupted today? Today is not my day for drawing, that's for darn sure. I'm going to put this string. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use it as a base of where I'm going to center and cluster my tipples around that string. Okay. I'll zoom in just a bit. Okay. Circles. Why don't we start with these circles from that string. You need to slow down when you're drawing these and not be in such a hurry. I started in a bit of a hurry, and you will see that I have a little place here where I didn't meet up my circle very well. This one better, this one not so good. You make sure when you're doing your circles that you slow down enough so that it doesn't matter if the circle is round, it matters if your start and stop points are 1 point. Okay. I'm going to start with those. And then I'm going to put some more, I'm going to put some of them behind. Like that. Maybe one here. And I have learned that if you're going to draw tipple or any other shape where you're going to start and stop, if you're going to have them touching in any way, it's best to start and stop on the line that already exists, like this, because then you don't have that overlap business. I'm going to put one out here. I'm going to put one out here. Maybe a smaller one. Maybe a couple of them clustered together. Perhaps one nested in the other. But I'm going to keep most of my composition right here along this string. Just because you have a string does not mean that you have to make it so that you see the whole string. It's just a guideline for composition. It's not a street put down in concrete that you have to drive right down the middle. It's more like a wooded path or a grassy area. Think of it more like a grassy lawn where, you know, the lawn is here and it had some roundy areas in it, but you can walk anywhere on the lawn that you want. You know, you don't have to stay. It's not like a concrete path where you have to stay exactly there. That's what I'm trying to say. So use your string as a compositional tool and not necessarily as a hard and fast thing. Okay, I think I'm happy with the composition of my bubbles. Some of them are overlapping. They're good. So now I'm going to go ahead and put in my interiors. And you'll note that that one, I've got that overlap, but I'm not going to worry about it because I'm going to use that part as where I'm doing my secondary and make my weight. I'm going to put my weight. It's already been decided for me which direction my weight's going to go. My weight's going to go here because that's the one I goofed on. Okay? Some of these little ones, you might not be able to get two in there. You could put just a little dot in the middle. Or you can just skip it if you don't think you could get three. They don't have to be exactly in the center either. They can be offset. And they can have, see that one had just a skinny and then a really big. They can have different spacing. I'm going to get rid of that pencil line because it's bugging me. See, right now they're just sort of flat. They're just flat circles. But they will come to life here in a minute. See, that one is not smack in the middle. Most of them I did kind of smack in the middle, but that one's offset. They don't have to be smack in the middle. They just are going to be wherever your pen decides they're going to be. And sometimes your pen's going to decide they need to be exactly like a target right in the middle. And sometimes your pen's going to say, nope, that's not what I want. There we go. So I've got some going smack in the middle, some offset like that. And now I want to do my little line weight. So I'm going to do it on this one. I'm going to start here because I need to quote unquote fix this. So I'm going to make it thick right on this side. And it's going to go behind that one, so that's okay. And then like that. And like that. Okay, and now they're all have to do on this one same side. So I'm going to make it a little bit thicker on this side. This one you don't really see, but I'm going to do a little bit just to suggest that it's starting. And you'll see it there. Okay. This is a good way to fix some of the things that you're not overly happy about. Just change the line weight a little bit. See how that brings it out, makes it have dimension? That's the key to triple tipple. You can make quadruple tipple. You can make double tipple. You could even make a single tipple with a line, with a heavier line on one side. See how that works? Isn't that awesome? I like it. This is an easy one to do. This is a great beginner pattern. Like I said, it's in my playlist on YouTube. If you go to my playlists, I have a beginner playlist. If you haven't checked it out yet and you are a beginner, or you know a beginner who would like to start playing and they don't know where to start, I suggest that playlist. It follows loosely the beginner lessons on pattern-collections.com. So you can go to that website and in the search bar type in beginner and you'll get the beginner lessons pop up. Start with lesson number 1. Work your way through. Those are really helpful for practice. Practicing is a good thing. You don't have to always make a tile. If you want to just practice making circular shapes on a scrap piece of paper, that will help your hand get that sort of movement and become steadier. When people say, how do I get my hand to be steady? Well, you need to practice. That's the only way to do it, is to practice. There are some people who can't get a steady hand because of physical limitations of their hands and wrists, and that's fine. It doesn't matter. What matters is if you are having fun and getting into the zone while drawing your tangles. If you're getting in the zone, if you've got a wonky line, does it really make any difference? No, it does not. And mine are not even close to being, I mean, you guys all say I've got such perfect, look at that. That is not, oops. Focus. That is wonky. It is. It's wonky. I wouldn't want to be drawing a perfect line. If I was drawing a perfect line, I would draw using some sort of app on a computer and just plop circles down and use the circle tool and be done with it. I don't want perfect circles. I want it to look like I drew it. And if it was perfect, I certainly wouldn't look like I drew it. Wouldn't look like anybody drew it. It would look like a computer did it. We are not computers. We have tremors to our hands. We feel the bumps and indentations of the paper. The nib of our pen catches on things and it goes funky. And that is just the nature of a hand-drawn thing. And that's what makes it special and unique to you. If you're trying for perfection, well, then you are in the wrong business here. You need to move over to a computer-aided drawing system if you are aiming for perfection, because that's the only way you're going to get it. What you can do is try to be as consistent as you can. You can try to be as slow and deliberate as you can. You can have, you're not making just random marks on the paper. You are making a purposeful mark. So you can try your best to make that purposeful mark where you think it should go. Doesn't always go where you think it should go. And that's when you need to embrace the fact that, your tile and your pen is going to do what it's going to do. And sometimes it does not do what your brain thought it was going to do. It's similar, but it's not exactly right. And that's okay, because that's often what's going to happen. I mean, if you take a piece of paper and, how many times a day do you sign your name? Depends on what kind of business you're in. Sometimes certain executives sign their name dozens and dozens of times to various documents, right? Sign your name 10 times on a piece of paper. Are they all similar? Absolutely. Are they all exactly the same? Absolutely not. There we go. Did I go way off the page? I hope not. I hope I was somewhere in the middle. I forget that I've zoomed in. Okay, so this is triple tipple. I used my string as a compositional tool. At this point, I don't even remember which ones of these were the beginning ones. This one, and this one, I think, because they're on top. I like it. I like the way it looks. So I'm going to sign it, and I want it to live this way. Somebody said, well, you should always sign your tiles in the on the back, because that way you can turn it any direction and look at it any direction. And yes, if I was just doing an art tile just to be a tile, I probably would do that. But because I have to write the name on it for sample purposes, and because I draw so many and I do them back to back, I'm always drawing on both sides of the page. I can't just turn it over and put the names and my signature on the back. So I want some graphite. going to give them some shading. They already are sort of shaded because of the line weight. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to just do where they're overlapping, because that's naturally where there'll be a little bit of shadow. And then I'll decide if I want to give them a drop shadow or not. I might. Just these spots where they overlap. Like so. Give them a little smudging. Now when I do my smudging, I do a couple of things. I do small little circles. You might not even see that I'm doing that, but I am doing small little circles. I just do them kind of fast. And then at the end, I kind of follow the shape of the previous line, just to make sure my shading is going the same direction as the line in front of it. I look at it sometimes and go, oh, that didn't get shaded and blended enough. It's shaded enough. I don't know why I want to say it needs shading when I really mean blending. But anyway, sometimes I look at it and say it didn't get blended enough, and I'll go back and blend it again. And I just realized I didn't do these ones that are overlapping on this here. I need to do that. Right like that. Okay, so now the only question is, do I want some sort of frame or something to lift these up off the page? And I think I do. I think I'm going to darken around them, kind of like the way this sample is in the corner here. Whoops. Uh-oh. Phone jiggled that one here in the corner. Something like that. But you know what? I think it wants color. So I am going to open my thing. And now look at all these lovely colors. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Cindy. Now look at all these lovely colors. Let me zoom out. Now I have all of these and those. Spectacular. I actually had to take the pens I had in here out, so I had more room for pencils. I'm so excited. So I'm going to try some of the color that I have never used before. One of the ones from Cindy. Let's see. What are you feeling, guys? I'm feeling this one. Feeling red. Carmen red. Let's do Carmen red. What the heck? I may even do another layer of some other color. A Why am I doing this? I don't have any idea. It just said, color me. So I'm coloring it. Trying to enjoy my day before I go to work. Still having issues with my knee. 8-hour shift on my knee is not a happy thing. So today I'll probably be at the cash register instead of out on the sales floor because he says I can grab the stool from the photo counter and sit behind the register if I need to. And so I'm probably going to take him up on that offer. Because sitting is better than standing, and standing is better than walking, I discovered. Walking was the hardest. I'm fine when I'm in one place. Walking is really... I was good for the first 2 or 3 hours. After 2 hours it started to hurt. After 3 hours it really started to hurt. And by the time I got to hour 7, I actually asked to go home a little early. That was hard. And I never asked to go home early. But we were done with our tasks and there were 5 people there. And we don't need 5 people. I mean, I could have found something to do, but really I hurt. That was bad. So okay, so I wanna get it a little darker. I always start with a super light layer when I color. It's all about building up layers and textures. Do little circles instead of straight lines so you don't really see where I've been. I think I may be going to add another color here to give it some interest. And because I draw on both sides of the paper, you can see where my pen on the other side had made an indentation. I want that red darker right at the edges there. Let's see. Looking good. I got a little bit of red where I didn't want it. Use my kneaded eraser, make it into a fine little tip, and just get rid of that one little section where I'm not happy with my unintended line. There's one there too. Okay. Guess if I looked really close, there's a lot of unintended lines, but I don't have to be that picky. Okay, I want another color to give it something different. I'm going to use another one of the new pencils. New color. Process Red. It looks like kind of a bright pinky color. Oh yeah, that's a fun color. I like that. Kind of a magenta red. Pinky. Fun color. Oops, getting a little carried away there. Come on, stay white. Yeah, I like it. Okay. Oops. Not that. All right, I think I'm done. Yeah, I like it. Okay. Coloring is fun. Everybody should color. Every once in a while. Your works don't have to stay black and white. They can be colorful. It looks weird on the orange background though. Let me see. Is there a white piece of paper? Let me put on a white piece of paper. Oh, that looks better. See? Background color makes a big difference as to what color you actually see. See? It looks really orange when I do that. Okay. I'm done. You guys have a great day. This was the last one for the week, wasn't it? Yes. We're in a new month. We're in a new week. We are at the end of the week, and yeah, I will see you next week. We'll get all new patterns. We will go on this journey together and see exactly what's going on. I don't know. None of us know. The only one who knows is Suzanne and Nicole and Ina. They may know what the patterns are going to be for next week, but maybe not. Maybe they haven't decided yet. So none of us knows. So we're just in this journey together. I am glad you guys are with me on this journey. I have so much fun. You know what? Sharing art is fun. And I hope that you go out and share your art. It's an awesome thing to do. And if you can get the guts up to share your art with other people, I hazard to guess that you will get some really positive responses. You'd be amazed. You really would. Okay, I will see you guys later. Bye. Have a blessed day.